A big part of running a business is managing expenses, seeing what fleet costs more, and understanding trends which can be extremely profitable. If you're having trouble tracking your finances, then this podcast is especially made for you. Hello everyone, this is Prachi Bhandutia with Uffizio, and today I am here with Mr. Monil Desai. Mr. Monil Desai works with Uffizio's tech support team and is here today to explain how you can manage your expenses. He's going to talk about Uffizio's expense module. So thank you so much for coming, and it's great to have you.
Thanks for having me here.
Yeah.
I'm glad to hear and discuss about the expense module
Right.
and managing cost and seeing how you can keep them under control is a most important aspect of fleet management.
Right.
So I'm actually glad to discuss about it today.
Great, and I am too. I mean, it'll be great to tell our listeners how they can make their businesses profitable by managing expenses. So let's cut to the chase. Just explain our listeners what we can do with Uffizio's expense module.
Sure. Users can add expense and compare them and get a detailed information about the added expense. There are two type of expenses that can be added, like fixed and variables.
Okay.
Fixed expenses can be like driver salaries,
Right.
or taxes that are
Right. Something that remains constant over time.
Yes.
Yeah.
And a variable cost can be like uh, fuel expenses, maintenance,
Fines.
fines,
Yeah.
tolls.
I'm thinking it's fleet managers have a harder time managing variable expenses because like they're not certain, like they keep changing over time.
Yes.
Right. And like it's great we have the functionality to do manage expenses of both types, so that they can have a complete idea about how much their fleets are actually costing.
Yes.
I know this is gonna sound dumb, but like, do you want to go through the advantages of monitoring your expenses?
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, the biggest advantage, in my opinion, is like you can identify the problematic assets.
Right.
Like based on that, you can you can get information of from the
Right.
expense report as well
we
as
have
the
charts and
charts,
reports.
etc.
Absolutely. Do you want to give an example?
Sure. For example, traffic fines and that can be avoidable, and based on that, drivers can be keep on monitored by driver management systems in the software, and overspeeding violations can be identified.
I mean, if a driver is getting a lot of traffic, fines or tickets,
Yeah.
it's probably because he's not wearing a seatbelt or like he's over speeding.
Speeding.
And I know we have a driver management system which can
Yes.
look into all of that, and that way we
Exactly.
can automatically reduce.
Yes. And apart from that, I would like to give more example about the
Sure.
that will be a major aspect in current scenario. That is the fuel.
Right.
Like using the fuel, idling a vehicle can reduce your fuel, and you can manage it. And leakage of the fuel
Right.
can be a biggest expense.
Right. So, I mean, as you mentioned, with our charts and with our summary reports, what users can do is look at which fleets are using the most amount of fuel. What I mean to say is, costing more in
Yes.
terms of fuel expenses, and then look into it. Like you said, maybe it's because the driver is idling, or maybe it's because he's he's stealing the fuel, or maybe there's a leakage, and get it fixed.
Yes.
Right. These are amazing because with expense management, all the trends which are lucrative, they come to the surface, and you can actually look into them for greater profits. And another important thing is you can have your expense in front of you whenever you want. Like I'm imagining people who don't use a software to manage expenses, if they hire an accountant, they'll have to wait until the end of the month.
Yeah, it can be totally dependency on that software than a
Right.
person. You can utilize it as a manpower in that case.
Right.
So software can reduce those.
And it'll be error free.
Options.
Yeah, absolutely. Which is what you want, because you want accurate analytics for your business, and you want to take decisions which are smart and financially wise. So am I missing anything? I think we covered it all. But thank you so much. This was great. Like you told how we could compare ad and manage expenses, and then we got an idea about what type of expenses we can manage. And then your examples about the traffic fines and the fuel was just impeccable. So thank you so much. This was really great.
Thank you.
And for listeners, I hope you enjoyed this. If you have any questions, you can leave it on our podcast page at uffizio.com. Stay tuned. I'll be here again with another episode. Thanks for watching.